Hello everyone, welcome to another Craft of the Draft video. Today we're going to be bringing you a new series. It's one we're going to run throughout 2025, which focuses on some of the top prospects in the 2025 draft class. And each video will focus on a specific player. We're starting with 2025 Collingwood father-son prospect Tom McGuane. He's a player from the Western Jets. He represented Vic Metro as a 16-year-old in 2023 at the Under-16s National Championships. Last year, he gave himself a very strong platform. He averaged 26 disposals through 16 games at Coates Talent League level, and he won a premiership playing senior footy under his dad for local powerhouse Keilor. And then over the preseason, he's been training with Collingwood, assimilated very, very well, according to Pies track watchers. So there's a lot of excitement about what he could become in the long term from a Pies point of view. What I want to break down today is what sort of player Tom McGuane is, what we can expect from him this year and into the future. The first thing I want to analyze is Tom McGuane's ball winning. He averages the 26 disposals, as I said, and a lot of that's down to just how clean he is around stoppage, how many contested possessions he's able to win because of how well he reads the ruck's tap and how clean he is below his knees as well. Clearly spent thousands of hours in the backyard with his dad, ex-premiership Pie, Mick McGuane, and he's got that ability to not only dish out that quick hand pass and innately know where teammates are, but then he runs into dangerous spots and puts himself in ball-winning positions to try to get that secondary possession and then use his lethal left foot out the front of stoppage going forward. That really gives him the ability to not only be an inside threat, but an outside threat as well, and gives that balance to his game. I guess in a similar vein to that, his stoppage craft is very, very strong. He's got the ability and willingness to absorb contact, absorb pressure, and absorb a tackle if a stoppage is the best result for his team and he's not going to be pinged holding the ball. But he's also got that willingness to draw an opponent towards him, force them to commit to him, which can often then release a teammate into space. They can then run and carry, or they are able to get a really dangerous disposal away rather than being under immediate pressure. And he's got the ability to assess his options in close really, really quickly and find a teammate very, very well as well. He executes his handballs to perfection. It's not just a matter of that cleanliness in terms of the ground ball. It's then that ability to understand how to weight his handballs, how to weight his possessions so that his teammates can run onto him and win the footy without breaking stride. Although I've categorized this separately, something else which really stands out about Tom McGuane's stoppage craft is his agility. It really helps him in close. He doesn't have the brute force. He doesn't have the big body to power past tacklers, but by being as light on his feet as he is, he's able to change directions quite quickly, and he's able to get so much power through his lower body so that he can accelerate away, get himself into space, and then use his ball use as a real weapon. And then that enables him to make really dangerous decisions and open the game up and slice teams open as well. As strong as he is with regards to his speed and agility, though, probably his best athletic indicator is his endurance, and he's able to play big midfield minutes as well. And he just gets to so many contests, which enables him to have as big an impact on the game as he does. And he's consistent across the four quarters as well. So it'll be very interesting to see how often he does play in the midfield for the Western Jets, because they traditionally aren't necessarily one of the stronger talent league teams for producing a high quantity of talent. So they'll be very keen to have him around the ball as often as possible to maximise his impact on the game, given he does have the ability to stay in there for long periods of time and continue to impact. However, they will need to showcase his versatility, which feeds into my next point. And the fitness side of things will allow him to play, I think, that sort of high half forward or wing position as his secondary position. He'll be able to showcase his running power there, but also his understanding of the game will really shine through. When midfielders do play in secondary positions that are specialised positions like the wing and high half forward, often they're caught out in terms of their understanding of the game and their adherence to that position. Are they able to hold their width on the wing? Are they able and willing to do that unrewarded defensive running? And then are they able to rip forward and provide an extra number inside 50? And then as a high half forward, are they able to provide that extra number at stoppage? Are they able to deliver it really well inside 50? Well, I think all of Tom McGuane's strengths, along with that running power that we talk about, suggest that he would be able to play those positions quite well. And I think that that's another really strong element of his game is the versatility side of things, which would enable him, in my opinion, to actually play AFL footy a little bit earlier than people would expect. And then the last thing I want to touch on is his character and leadership. I think we're going to get a really good gauge of that this season, given he'll be playing for the Western Jets, where he'll have to be that real protagonist in the midfielder. He'll have to be the main sort of play in there. And I think there'll be a bit of responsibility on him to lift when the game's on the line. Teammates will look to him and he'll be a leader, whether he sort of wants to be or not. So how does he embrace that challenge? Is he someone who's going to lead with his actions? Is he someone that's going to lead with his words? And what's his body language going to be like in those situations as well? How does he go when the Western Jets have conceded 4, 5, 6 goals and things are going against them? Is he someone who's going to be able to turn around the momentum of the game and put the team on his back? I think those are the sort of questions that will get answered given the status of himself compared to some of his teammates in the Western Jets lineup. And then off-field leadership, I think, and character sort of has to be noted as well, because everyone around the Western Jets are so praising in not only his professionalism, but also in his warmth towards teammates and his ability to connect culturally. So that's something that's a big tick when clubs are considering whether to draft a player, or I suppose in this case, whether to put a bid on for a player as well. So what does all this mean? I think Pies fans can get very excited. One more thing that I think is worth touching on is the rate of Tom McGuane's physical development. Yes, he's still a lighter-bodied midfielder, but since he debuted in late 2023 for the Western Jets, his trajectory has been quite strong. And I think an AFL preseason under his belt and obviously another 12 months as well. And it wouldn't surprise me if he does play AFL footy early in his career. The Pies are obviously so high on what he could produce. And he's someone as well who, like we've touched on, he's got the versatility to play multiple positions, where it wouldn't surprise me if they played him on a wing or as a high half forward early in his career, get him up to speed with the game. And then obviously long term, they want to get him into the midfield, complementing Nick Dacos as one of their stars. And then they'll hope that any of Harvey Harrison, Finn McRae, Ned Long can sort of develop and become that big body presence in there as well. Bo McCreary too is becoming that midfielder to add that element to the midfield, given both Nick Dacos and Tom McGuane are sort of smaller bodies in there. But very exciting times for Pies fans. His rate of progress in the last 12 to 18 months, Tom McGuane, has been very strong. So let's hope it continues in 2025.